Hey everyone, today we have a Honda engine on the Craftsman deck, rear wheel drive. Apologize for the noise, it's just an all day thing. Anyway, I have no idea what's wrong except for a couple things. The main complaint on this is that this is broken, and looking at it there's this piece right here, which is odd. And then I was looking at the other side. You see that? You see that? It's broken. And it's supposed to be a little further away too. Took the bar out to make it a little easier. So yeah, that's supposed to be attached. And it's not. So let's take a look at it. Looks like it just snapped off like right there, which is right there. It's not attached to this at all based on this other one. So what we're going to do is we're going to tack that in there. Now, I'm not a welder. I do have a small section of welding videos as projects, but they're small because I'm not a welder. So I'm just going to clean this up, bring it back once it's all cleaned up, and we'll see what's going on there. In addition to that, I'm going to try to take out the bend on this one, because that's a tad much in my opinion, but who knows. You know what just occurred to me? I don't even know if this runs. He never said anything about it not running. His main concern was the door. But very well might not run too, so I might be turning on the ultrasonic cleaner and waiting for that to warm up while I'm welding. Let's give it a pull. Does it choke? What is this? Oh, it does have a choke. New handle. I don't know if the blade is just really bad or has a bent crank, because it's shaking quite a bit, and it seems like it's revving too high too. Might just have to work on that one, but at least the carb should be fine from the sounds of it. I'm gonna take it down, see if I can double check and see if this is needing a new crank, in which case it's just gonna be a new motor, and if not, then maybe just the blade. The blade could be all mangled. Yeah, this blade is pretty nasty. Look at this. I have the plug undone. That's probably, I think butter knife is sharper, but the crank itself seems fine. This is also all tore up. So we have some funkery going on, that's for sure. So I'm going to take off the blade, put a different blade on there, and then take off that cover and see if that fixes our shakiness. So obviously this is not the perfect way of checking, but it's kind of an easy way to check. This is a round little extension. Now if you put this in the center, it's going to kind of tell the balance of the sides, not necessarily if I know the back is heavier than the front or whatnot, but this is at least a good indication. You want this to be relatively level when you let go. I don't know about you, but unless I'm in an inception right now and I'm being torn or up and down in a car, that tells me that this blade is completely foobar. Let's see if it falls down. I'm sure it will. Yep. Well, I guess lawnmower blades are supposed to spin. So now that we have the entirely horrible blade off, I have a feeling we might still have to do a little governor work, but see what happens. I also want to check the drive. You know what helps? If you reconnect the spark plug. It's usually a good thing. Let's try no choke. You know what? I just saw. I'm gonna put you down. I think we're not going to be working on this much more. And let me explain why. See that right there? That hole? Well, believe it or not, this isn't like a air crate for your dog. You don't need air holes. So that's a problem. Let me show you why. I noticed it when I turned it on the second time. Wish I noticed it the first time before I went through all that blade nonsense. The plug, I think, is disconnected. Yes, it is. Okay. I don't want this to actually start because, well, there we go. You know that term, if it's a rockin', don't come a knockin'? Well, there's things that you do want rockin', and this is not one of them. So this is a pile of garbage. It's actually quite disappointing. I wanted to weld today, but I guess I could weld something else if I really wanted to. That's a different time. But yeah, you don't want to work on this or even have it. You can patch the deck, don't get me wrong, but this is stamped metal. I mean, it's pretty thin to begin with, and once you, let's say I did want to do it, which I don't, and I'm not, you would have to take the motor off, clean it very thoroughly, inside and out, take the rust off, and by that point you're probably looking at barely enough metal to work with. That's why I have a TIG welder, soon a MIG, but you wouldn't want to MIG weld this, or at least I wouldn't want to MIG weld this. TIG would be a whole lot easier for this thickness of metal at least. But so what's going to happen is, even if you did all that, put it together, cleaned it up, made it look good, even painted it, it's still a bad deck. It's going to crack again. I mean, who knows, maybe there's other ones. As you can tell, there's other cracks going on. You can, however, stop a crack just by drilling in front of it and welding the whole crack together. But yet again, that's just not a good idea. You don't want to go down that road. This already is a mower that's having issues, and it just isn't worth it. So I guess the purpose of this video is to show you, you know, there's repairs you can do, repairs that you should do, repairs you should not do. This is one you should not do. You shouldn't even run it with a cracked deck, because if it were to crack again, and to a point where, you know, it was a fairly large crack and the motor started to shift just enough, the blade could come in contact with, let's say, the top of the, like right here, can come in contact, and who knows what's underneath there at that point. And then once it comes in contact, maybe it hits like an edge of something, and that hitting the edge is just, I mean, it has 5.5 horsepower. It's, do you think 5.5 horsepower isn't going to be enough to crack the remaining of it, and then it's having a whole lot of problems? Yeah, it can get bad. Not going to work on it. I'm going to call the person and say this is not fixable, and I recommend that they just get rid of it. If they want me to, I will recycle it. I'll take a couple parts off of it with their approval and call it good. This is trash. I'm gonna call them, let me know. That was long-winded, I know, but wanted to get those two things going since there's really not much of a content on this one except for danger. Don't repair this. It's just not worth it. It's going to break again. You are on a compromised deck already. Even if you were going to fix it, who knows when the other sides are not going to be do that, because think about it. They've been rattling around this entire time. They've been shaking, and that's just going to put stress in the metal. Stressed metal is kind of like a teenager. At any moment in time, it could snap, and bad things happen when they snap. So don't do it. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. Have a good night. Definitely watch my next video. Definitely subscribe. If you have any questions or you think that this would be fixable, let me know. Or if I'm missing something and maybe that's not a huge gash with a crack in it, let me know that as well. Okay, see you later. Bye.